Hey guys, what's up? We are back and it's another real estate market update for October 2020. As you've probably heard by now, because all the news cycles are talking about our business a lot these days, the month of October was an absolute sizzler again for 4 straight months. We saw a 29% increase in sales in July, 40% in August, 42% in September, and 25% in October. These are absolutely ridiculous, insane, and a little bit out of the ordinary in terms of activity. So while we can see that it might be starting to taper off just a little bit, unlike the madness we experienced in August and September, but people are legitimately thinking about changing their lifestyles. Possibly because of the pandemic. Now, I myself am neither overexcited or surprised by the result, because whatever happens to Toronto real estate on a month-by-month basis is just normal business activity for me. And overall prices were up a ridiculous 13.7%, which represented an average increase of about $116,000 from October of last year. And for those of you who follow my show regularly, you will know that when we see large increases like this, it's typically because of freehold and specifically detached homes that pulls up the price. Where there's low inventory to choose from, demand is incredibly strong and people are bidding up prices here in Toronto and in the GTA. Now, condos are a bit of a different story. We're starting to see some actual declines in sales activity and prices for condos here in the city, where sales activity for condos were only up about 2.2%. But if we drill down a little bit deeper and we look into Toronto specifically, the 416 area, we can see that sales activity was actually down 8.5%. So it was negative compared to October of 2019. Ouch. That's gotta hurt. But some glimmering hope is showing up for condos in the GTA region, where sales there were up 28.4%. Is that a coincidence? Is there some sort of connection or correlation here? I would recommend that you check out my video about the GTA condos going up right here, where I basically talked about how there's a lot of renters who were living downtown are now becoming condo owners out in the GTA because it's more affordable, interest rates are lower. So why pay the rent when you don't need to be downtown anymore? And while price growth for condos in Toronto remained relatively flat in the month of October, GTA condos actually saw an increase of 6.8%, which is a very reasonable growth rate. And so you can start to see that there's a very stark difference between these two markets here, and there's got to be something going on. But the real story in the latest report has got to be the acceleration or the continued acceleration for houses and detached properties in the city, where the increase in the last 4 months has been nothing short of extraordinary, especially during these critical times of a second wave of the pandemic. So I've been getting this question over and over and over from clients, whether it's in person or through the videos, and they always ask me, is the market going to crash? Do you think it's going to crash? It has to crash, right? Well, I'm going to give you the definitive answer here, and I'm going to back it up with a quick little chart just to show you, okay? So no, the Toronto market doesn't crash, or it hasn't done so at least for 20 years, where we just saw a straight line up and a little blip during the 2008 financial crisis, which literally took down some giants in the financial industry. And now we're seeing arguably the biggest event of our lifetimes, and we're seeing Toronto real estate continue to track up. It's actually even going up a little bit more aggressively. And if it wasn't for condos dragging the averages down, those numbers would be even more ridiculous for houses, as an average, of course. But of course, we are in a different world right now where we're so connected, people can literally actually work from home. It's not the most ideal situation, but we could still function and continue to operate many different business lines and industries. Where what was different about the financial crisis was that you weren't sure if money was going to evaporate, and some of it did evaporate with the companies that went down with it. And the governments weren't sure if they were going to back up the financial system or not. This time, it's different. Governments are willing to spend money, they're willing to prop up the system no matter what. And so again, this is another demonstration of the strength and the resilience of the Toronto real estate market. As the world falls apart and crashes around it, it continues to truck along and actually get stronger. I've said it all along, guys. I've been talking about it for years, so I hope you've been listening, which is why you absolutely, positively need to hit the subscribe button like right now. It's right around here. And give us a like like to so that you make sure you get this content in your feed and you can stay up to date with what's happening in Toronto real estate and how you can best position yourself and how I can help you literally make hundreds of thousands of dollars. Seems like a good deal, doesn't it? Hit the subscribe button, guys. So the moral of the story for the month of October is that detached homes are still very hot, definitely low inventory, and bidding wars and offer dates are still the norm. House prices are obviously being driven by low interest rates for some segment of the home buying population, but then now maybe we're starting to see an actual change in lifestyle too, where people are moving out to the suburbs, even if it's just for a condo, or they feel like they absolutely need more space now because they just can't live in a box anymore, where density and living in the vibrant areas of Toronto just isn't so appealing anymore. So some other key points to take out of the report from the board is that they're going to continue to give a very positive and upbeat forward guidance in terms of activity and sales until the end of the year. Basically what they're saying is that they expect the market to continue to be strong, maybe not 40% sales increases, but maybe similar to what we're seeing in October. And a possible reason also for all the upbeat buying activity is that the weather has been pretty mild. It's been really nice here in Toronto for the fall. We've actually had a fall this year. And so that does play into people's home buying decisions just a little bit because they can actually go out, look at properties, and who doesn't want to buy a house in the beautiful sunshine? Warm weather does influence people's buying mood. But what's really crazy to me is how well we've performed in overall numbers. So basically what happened was in September, we actually passed the sales numbers of 2019 in the same month, because during the first 3-4 months of the core pandemic, we were well behind. We basically lost about 2 to 3 months of sales activity. But then now we've caught up and actually surpassed last year's numbers. That says a lot about the market. It also says a lot about people's confidence in the economy and their employment prospects. The most concerning part of the market is obviously condos, where sales activity is actually starting to go down and inventory basically doubled in the month of October. So it's going to be a really tough sell for condos right now. You've got to be really patient and really competitive on the price. For those of you who don't know, I'm a house guy myself. I just believe it's always a better long-term investment because you could just do so much more with it. You could rent out part of it if you're not going to live in the whole place. You actually own some land. You don't need to pay much maintenance fees, if any at all. And when they do go up in price, houses virtually almost have no ceiling. So if you're looking for a house anywhere in the Toronto and GTA region, you definitely want to give us a shout here at Selling Toronto. We'll help you buy the best long-term investment that's going to set you up for your future beautifully. We may even be able to help you get it under budget. So I hope this video was helpful to you in providing some insights and analysis into the numbers, but more importantly, to help you set yourself up strategically so that you can live comfortably, but then also create a really bright investment future through the power of real estate. So thank you all for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for being on this channel and supporting us. And we'll see you guys really soon. Bye for now.